Welcome to the Indie Author Showcase. I'm Chad Robert Morgan. Is this because you have to do a whole nother season?
Yeah. This sucks.
Thank you for your support.
Sorry, I'm upset.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, I've been looking for somebody to take your place. I figure I got
Please!
about another year before it's an issue, because in a year you're going to go off to college, and then I need to find another partner, or I'm doing this by myself. So, but I got you for a year and 4 months still. It's okay. Think of it as father-son bonding time.
I don't want to bond with you!
I love you too, son. Jesus.
I'm chilling. I'm doing fine. I don't need more.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Anywho, we are now in season 2 of the Indie Author Showcase. So now we're not doing that all over again.
I know.
Um, so we're going to try to again do one once a week. I think that's going to be an ambitious goal because somebody's got a bunch of AP classes. Somebody's got to start prepping for college. This is his junior year.
That someone is me.
Yes. So someone's going to be a bit busy. So doing one a week might be a little too ambitious, but we're going to shoot for it. Just don't be surprised if we miss a week, once or twice, once in a while.
Thrice.
Yeah. So anyhow, but
You're not ready for thrice. You're not ready for that.
yeah. And we're starting the new year off by having the state of California be on fire. So yay us.
Joy. That fills me with so much whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fill you with quite as much whimsy now, does it, when the entire state is on fire, does it?
Technically, it's not the entire state, just the north half
Well,
of Los Angeles.
It might as well. It's
Uh,
basically the entire state.
well, you're my buddy from Texas, Padre. He was like, "You guys having a barbecue over there?" And I'm like, "Wow, this is normal. We call this September." The only problem is it's happening in January. That's the weird part. So
Yeah, no,
we have not had a lot of rain. I bring it up because since we do have a platform, I am asking that you donate to the Red Cross.
well, duh.
Um, there are a few other charities for firefighting prevention, um, and to support firefighters, but probably the most recognizable and the most long-standing legit one would be the Red Cross.
Of course.
Um, you can't go wrong with the Red Cross. So, please donate to support those that have lost their homes, like our own Chris Williams, sadly, has lost his house.
He just got it too.
Yeah, like he was still moving in. They hadn't even spent a night at that house. And fortunately, he and his wife were still in the old house. They weren't there, but apparently, not only did the house that they had just built and were moving their stuff into is no longer there, the entire neighborhood is no longer there.
Mm.
And this is also scary to me too, because it was a few years ago that we had that devastating fire in Santa Rosa. I went to high school in Santa Rosa, and there's just a huge northern swath of Santa Rosa that was just wiped out. A restaurant that I went to before my junior prom, gone. The Kmart I used to shop at, that might have already been gone. Kmart's kind of went away, but that building gone. The house my girlfriend in high school lived at, gone. The house that your grandfather's boss used to live at, gone.
Wow.
Right? So, what's happening in LA is of course devastating. It's horrible. It is unfortunately not unique to California anymore. So please, if you can, one thing I used to do was in November, I would actually pledge all profits to book sales and merch to the Red Cross. Unfortunately, those sales uh, really didn't change any, and it was, you know, one or two books, which is what I was selling anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it didn't help. Um, but I will pledge now today that if I do start actually selling like merch, for example, and where can they find the merch?
ShopSpectralInc.com.
There you go. Um, I I will renew that pledge of every November donating the proceeds to firefighter prevention and charities um, such as the Red Cross. I mean, again, Red Cross isn't firefighting prevention, but they do um, come out to support the victims of those that have lost their homes and the like. So, like I said, I'm not doing it now. Well, I mean, I can do it now in November, but I'm basically donating zero because nobody buys my shit. But that's all right. But if that changes, I will definitely donate.
Right?
So you're hearing it here. Well, not first, I've done this before, but you're hearing it here. I am now renewing my pledge. Every November, the proceeds go to either the American Red Cross or to another firefighting prevention organization. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Fair enough. So moving on from that pleasant topic, I want to talk a little bit about our first upcoming convention.
Gasp. A first upcoming convention?
Yes,
Which one?
that would be da, 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 Creep IE.
What's your opinion on that sick segue, huh?
That's right.
Sick segue?
Totally awesome.
God, that was a lame segue. Get better segues. If you think that was a good segue, you're a bad person. You deserve to die.
It's a little harsh. Don't you
It's a bad segue.
deserve to die for a bad segue?
Yes.
The guy who invented this segue didn't deserve to die. Come on.
Yes, he did.
Anyhow, the reason I'm bringing up Creep IE early in the show is because once again, the showrunners at Creep IE are running a bit of a contest with the vendors. And this actually, I think, is a very clever bit of marketing. So what they do is every vendor has a promo code, and the promo code gets you a discount per ticket to get into the event. It's $5 off per ticket. The most promo codes that are used, that vendor gets a free booth next year. Last year we did this at Creep IE Aftermath. We were in the lead halfway through, and then we kind of got smoked, and we were tied for third, I believe. So, so I am pushing the social media button hard. I am trying to get our name out there because I want that free booth. So this year the promo code is Spectral with a K. Don't know why it's with a K. It's what they gave me. I had to check it 3 times. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a typo. But no, it is SPEKTRAL. Spectral with a K.
Why did
I don't know.
I hate them?
I don't know what they do. I don't hate them, but I do wonder why it's.
I'm filled with hate and vitriol.
I don't know why it's Spectral with a K. I'm secretly afraid that hundreds of people are going to go there, type in promo code Spectral with a K, and it's going to come out saying wrong promo code because they typed it wrong when they sent it to me. That's what I'm afraid of. But that's what it said. It said Spectral with a K. I checked it 3 times just in case I was like having a stroke or something. So, but there you go. So if you are planning on visit Creep IE, which is the Inland Empire's premier horror convention, please use promo code Spectral. That will help Spectral Inc. Productions. That will help the podcast.
It helps us get that bag. Give us money. Please.
Well, it doesn't give us money, but it helps us to not spend money.
Give us some money back.
It keeps us from having to spend more money. So, which means that the profits we make at the booth, we get to keep instead of having to pay off the booth that we just paid for.
Give us money.
Well, they can do that by going to shopspectralinc.com and get one of our Indie Author Showcase t-shirts, Indie Author Showcase mugs, all kinds of good Indie Author Showcase merch.
We want your money.
It would be nice.
I'm being very blunt about it. I'm not like being dishonest, okay?
No, I want the money too. I want the money because it would be nice if we could not do this in our kitchen.
I want the money just because I want money. I'm a bum.
Well, I would like to have a more professional setup. I would like to have um my dream is to be able to write and do this full time, right? It's sort of like a retirement plan.
You hate your coworkers.
No, I actually love my job and love my coworkers, and my coworkers actually support me when I do this stuff. As I mentioned before, our friend Chris Williams, friend of the show, um, he has done the covers for the last two books. In fact, one thing that is worrying me is now that he suffered this tragedy, before that, he was planning on working on the cover of our new book, Fear, which I just got back from our editor, Liam Ford. Now that he's dealing with this, I don't know if he's going to do that or not. So that um, it's a minor problem for me, right? I mean, if he's got to bow out, it's no harm, no foul, because obviously,
Being on fire is a bit of a higher priority.
exactly. I mean, the man lost his house. If he doesn't have time to do the book cover, um, you know,
Oh God, no. Just his house caught on fire. All of his stuff gone. Can't do my book anymore.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I know. I do kind of actually feel a little bit of a shit by even thinking about it. But I mean, I got my own things I have to get done. Now, I mean, I don't say it out of anger or frustration. God damn it. No, I mean, it's understandable if
You
he's.
hate him.
I do not.
You want him dead.
I do not. What is it with you wanting people dead today?
I'm spreading negativity. I'm sorry.
Apparently.
I'm a negative Nancy today.
I'm just saying it's understandable if he doesn't have time, but or is not in the mindset to do it because he's got higher priorities. But that still leaves me with a task that has to get done. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that right now. Because I would like to have the new book cover. I'm not going to have the new book done by Creep IE. I wanted to. I just got it back from the editor, and it's going to take me at least a month to go through all those edits. Um, I mean, he's got so much red in that page. It looks like a massacre in that thing. Um, it's going to take me a long time to get through the editing process, let alone the audiobook. So it's not going to get done on time. But it would be nice if I can have the cover for Creep IE so I can at least show people that the new book is coming. And even that's kind of in jeopardy right now. So we'll have to see. So, but that's where we're on at. But that's the latest Spectral Productions Indie Author Showcase news.
Right.
So now, which book do we want to review first? Do we want to review
Scott Harper.
We want to do Scott Harper first?
Yeah.
So we've had this book for a year. We finally got around to reading it. It is the first book in the Lethal Lords and Ladies anthology. There's actually a part two, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Scott Harper, by the way, also will be at Creep IE, and just to play favorites or to play fair, Scott Harper also has his promo code. I believe his is just Scott.
Yeah.
I think, or is it Harper? I don't know. I have to look.
Put it in post.
Well, I mean, I want to help him, but I also don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot either. So, if you're a fan of Scott Harper and you want to use his promo code, no harm, no foul. Just letting you know, He's got a promo code as well if you'd rather support him than us.
We get it. You hate us. I don't blame you. We all mad annoying. I get it.
So what did you think of Scott's book?
Pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a pretty good.
Not sure we're pretty good as far as numerical value, but that's okay.
It's a pretty good one.
Yes, I am enjoying. I actually, in all fairness, I'm still finishing the last short story.
You're finishing the last short story?
I'm just trying to be honest. I have not finished the book yet, but it is a collection of short stories. I'm halfway through the last one. I'm going to go ahead and give him the win, right? It's not like he's going to fumble this on the 3 yard line at this point. I mean, the book's solid. Scott Harper writes exclusively about vampires.
Exclusively?
That's all he writes about. In fact, he writes about a specific type of vampire. His vampires definitely do not sparkle.
No.
Um,
I wish they did.
no, he writes a very Victorian style vampire, although not all of his short stories were in the Victorian era.
No. Which was kind of awesome sauce.
Yeah, some of them were in modern days, some of them were actually in a post-apocalyptic future. What was interesting is that he used kind of the same characters, and so you kind of see how they are.
Evolving with the times.
I wasn't going to use the word evolving because they're vampires. They don't really
Adapting, dude.
change, adapting. Well, but yeah, it was interesting to see how this Victorian vampire dealt with the 1600s, dealt with the modern times, 2024, and then deals with the post-apocalyptic world that I guess we're destined to become.
Yeah, because we suck.
So that part was cool, and he's mentioned that before in his interview that he does talk about the same characters
Yeah.
repeatedly.
And that's not like a bad thing. You can talk about the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that the character's immortal works well because you can see him during different periods of time.
Yeah.
Um,
The only problem is
the only problem is you're out of frame.
the only problem is shut up! Stop that! Sorry.
I don't know who that was, but that's all right.
The demons, who are apparently incredibly gay. Anyway, stop that! Oh my god. The fact that we're going back and splicing this in after the whole, I grabbed the camera, started posing up, oh my god, my inner diva is coming out, is not looking good for me.
Anyway.
If people didn't know I was not single with a girlfriend, they would just assume I like boys, I like kissing men. Anyways, sorry.
You definitely dress like a girl right now, but that's all right.
Is it the hair?
Well, I'm right now. You look like Jim Morrison.
Is it the women's flannel I'm wearing?
Doesn't help.
It's not mine.
Just don't grow a beard, because if you did, you'd go from Jim Morrison to Charlie Manson.
Well, I'm not going to beard. I'm not.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
Well,
Last thing I need is watch you with a swastika carved on your forehead.
Understood.
The one thing that I did not like about the book.
Gasp! You hate his book.
No. I like the book. What I'm saying is, it is a collection of short stories that weren't originally intended to all sit together in one book.
Right.
So, because of that, there was a certain amount of redundancy when you read them all together. What it reminded me of is when I was a kid watching Robotech, right? Loved Robotech as a kid, right? When you watch it one episode a week, the thing flows. But I get it on DVD and I just binge watch it. There's a lot of redundancy in the dialogue, right? And it's done that way on purpose because it's not meant to be watched in one sitting. It's meant to be watched in 30-minute increments once a day, right?
Once a day.
So they will do things like, oh, hey, yeah, you remember what happened last week when we fought these guys? And, oh, yeah, remember? oh, let's do that thing we did on Thursday, that kind of thing. When you're watching one episode a week, those are helpful reminders to cue the audience into what's happening. When you are watching it in one sitting, that happened 30 minutes ago.
So it's always refreshing your brain.
I'm saying it when you're watching it in a time period it wasn't intended to be viewed in, it got redundant.
You hate
And
Robotech.
huh?
You hate Robotech.
I love Robotech.
You hate Robotech.
Oh my god, don't even get me started.
You're such a Debbie Downer.
Oh,
I thought I was a negative Nancy. No. You're a negative Nate.
I'm simply saying that was, I think, the one issue I had in the book was that these short stories were not meant to all be read in one sitting, right? They were meant as individual standalone stories. And so when you read them all at once, there was kind of a sense of, like, I don't know how many times I had to read, those mortal weapons wouldn't injure him. It's
Because
like,
he's a vampire.
I get it. We're talking about vampires. Every story is about a vampire. Again, if he wrote them intentionally to be in one book, that would be very, very repetitive and redundant. But those were not how he wrote them, right? As he said in when we interviewed him, he would write one for one book, another for one magazine, or anything like that, and this is a collection. So I obviously we were forgiving that because
it is what it is.
it is what it is, right? It's a victim of how these stories were created and put together. It's a side effect, not a bug, right?
Yeah. I find it funny that I make fun of you for it because my criticisms are pretty much the exact same. With that, yeah, no. There's a couple of times where it just feels like it's kind of beating you over the head with the same exact point that it made 5 minutes ago, but that's excused because different book, different thing. They're trying to do something different. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, it gets the repetitive pass, the rip pass. Got it.
So I guess my big suggestion is if you're getting Scott's book, and we recommend that you get Scott's book because it's a
Yes.
good book. Don't read it all in one sitting.
Do not do that. No.
Read one short story, enjoy it, put it aside. Maybe the next day read the next one.
Read it like it's like an issue, like you're getting it every week in the magazine.
I think it'd be more enjoyable that way if you do. Yes.
Incredibly.
Yes. And again, like we're saying, it's not his fault. It's
Society's fault.
well, we live in a society. No, okay.
Oh my god, he got the joke.
Yes.
He's watched Batman.
The good ones and the bad ones.
Yeah, the most, gosh, the most indie of all books, Batman. No one's ever heard of the guy.
Hell, I watched the scenes they cut out. Come on now.
Oh wow, you're a nerd. Go outside, dog.
So yeah, okay. Just to sum it up, great book, best read in small doses, but fantastic either way.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, let's talk about our upcoming conventions.
Oh, what upcoming conventions?
Well, we've already talked about Creep IE, which is only about 3 weeks away.
3 weeks away?
It's January 31st,
Oh my gosh.
February 2nd, 1st and February 2nd.
Oh my days.
Okay. So then in March is Vampire Weekend. Our friend Scott Harper will be at Vampire Weekend. I still don't know if we are in Vampire Weekend or not.
Oh.
I believe that's March. May, we have back-to-back conventions possibly.
Back to back.
So we are already signed up for Monsterpalooza, which is at the end of May.
Gasp.
The beginning of May is a new outdoor convention in Riverside
Whoa.
called Halfway to Halloween Festival.
Is it because it's
Halfway to Halloween?
Happy
Yes.
Halloween? That's really innovative.
Yes. So I signed up for that. They actually messaged me saying, hey, do you want to sign up? So I'm guessing they're going to approve it, but that still remains to be seen. Maybe they'll see this podcast and say, fuck those guys.
I would too, honestly. We should not. I hate us. I hate you.
Oh, you hate me because I make you do this.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be.
so those are our confirmed and not quite yet confirmed conventions. I've also applied for, what is it? There's one in Fresno that I've applied for.
In Fresno?
People have gone to this one in Fresno. It's I think the third year they're doing it. Apparently, it went rather well. Um, that would be probably, other than the one time I did the Miami Book Festival, probably the furthest convention to sign up for.
Where's Fresno again?
Fresno is about halfway between here and when your grandfather lives up in near Sacramento.
Easy. We go and visit my grandfather. Boom.
Well, I've mentioned it to him that I'm trying to get in there, and if we do, hopefully he'll come halfway and meet us there, and we'll meet at Fresno. So,
And then we go up to that place because that place is cool.
your grandfather's house is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we go up there and we hit Fresno and then we go up and it's joyous.
We'll have to see. In fact, I'm wondering if the one in Riverside and the one in Fresno aren't on the same weekend, so we might have to choose one over the other. Currently, I'm not officially signed up for either, so we just got to play that by ear. But
yeah.
there's also I've applied for Texas Frightmare Weekend
Right.
and Midsummer Scream. Both of those are in the practically no chance in hell category.
Oh, fun.
As we mentioned before, these conventions only have so much space. In order to get in, somebody else has to drop out. Nobody wants to drop out because
Kill
they can't
them.
get back in again.
Sorry, I'm a negative Nancy. I'm sorry.
You're a little homicidal, Nancy, would you? I don't know.
Homicidal Hobart.
Homicidal Herbert.
Yeah.
Negative Nancy and a homicidal Herbert. Okay.
Well, I can't be both.
We have not signed up, but we are likely to be at Son of Monsterpalooza, which will be in October, and Creep IE Aftermath, which is in September.
In September?
September. Oh, and we forgot WonderCon. We're going to be at WonderCon, which is really cool because it's probably the only convention that's not horror themed. So we will bring our other series, Intergalactic Space Force.
We'll bring all the books.
Yes, I am currently about maybe halfway through the first draft of Intergalactic Space Force 3.
3?
3.
I thought there were 2.
There's 2. There's going to be 3.
I didn't know this fact. This is the table we do this in the living room, not living room, kitchen.
You know, none of that got picked up on the mic. Not a word of that.
Oh, my bit was ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, none of that's being picked up on the mic.
Sorry, I have to take a selfie.
Anyhow.
Anyways, with that.
So, the podcast is up on Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Podbeam and a few other hosting services. Whatever Podbeam branches out to.
Mm-hmm.
So please like, subscribe, share, get the word out for the Indie Author Showcase.
Yeah. Spread our things. Sorry.
Spread our things.
Actually, I would like to unsay that. Do not spread us.
Does sound a little perverted when you say it like that.
Yes, please do not spread us open, please. Don't do that.
And then where can they find our books and our merch?
ShopSpectralInc.com.
ShopSpectralInc.com.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold like this now. I'm just gonna pose up. I'm just gonna tee up. Look at you.
Okay, now that this podcast has totally gone off the rails.
Sorry, I'm posing up. My bad. Being a bit of a diva. My bad, gang. Whoops. Anyways, yeah, no, we're done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Until next time. Okay.
Toodaloo. Toodaloo.
I thought I escaped it.
Toodaloo.
Can we get a better sign off for season 2?
No, dude.